Good evening, sports fans. Thank you very much for tuning in this Tuesday night. I've got an Arkansas Valley League volleyball game coming your way. The home team, Wiley Lady Panthers, hosting the visiting Lady Wildcats, coming from Holly. This is the Scooters Coffee Game of the Week. Scooters Coffee invites all sports fans to stop by 1231 North Main in Lamar today to enjoy specialty coffee, iced drinks, blenders, smoothies, teas, and baked from scratch pastries and more. Their convenient and fast drive-thru will get you in and out and onto the ball game. Scooters Coffee, amazing people serving amazing drinks amazingly fast. Big thank you to them for sponsoring this game of the week. Wiley hosting Holly. Sorry that's going on later than expected. Pretty much every game before this, they had 3 junior high and a JV high school game. Pretty much all of them went the full 3 sets, and they were all close ones. But we're getting ready to start up here soon. Going to take a quick 30-second break, and then we're back here on KVAY. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening. Volleyball action. Thank you very much for tuning in, be it on the radio at 105.7 FM on your radio dials or online on YouTube and Facebook for live video streaming. Our channel and page names go by the name of KVAY 1057 on both YouTube and Facebook. As Wiley hosts Holly in some volleyball action, both teams still warming up for a little bit. But now time for the pregame show presented by Tri-State Body Shop. Chad and his team at Tri-State Body Shop are proud supporters of high school athletics, wishing both teams the best of luck. Tri-State Body Shop in Lamar, known for great quality work when it comes to things like auto body repair, painting, auto service, and windshield replacement, just to name a few. Tri-State Body Shop at 204 West Poplar in Lamar, always striving to take care of all your auto body repair needs. Big thank you to them for bringing us our pregame show here on a Tuesday night volleyball game. Wiley 6-12 heading into this game, 4-2 in Arkansas Valley League games, third in the league standings, 4-4 at home, have won 23 sets on the season, lost 38. They're 3-3 in their last 6 and are ranked 38th in the state currently. Meanwhile, Holly 7-12 overall, 1-3 in Ark Valley League matches, are 4th in the league standings, are 4-5 at away games, have won 26 sets, lost 39, very similar to Wiley, but are on a 4-game losing streak, ranked 41st in the state. So Wiley ranked 38th, Holly ranked 41st. And this is a league game as the season is nearing an end. Just got the last couple of weeks here in 1A, and both these teams, pretty far off from making regionals, but, no matter how you did to start the season, you always want to end off strong. And last time these two teams played was almost a month ago to the day. Called that game Wiley-Holly, and they just kept trading sets until Holly won that game in 5 sets. That was a thriller. And, something I said during that game, before it happened, I wouldn't be surprised if Holly sweeps. I wouldn't be surprised if Wiley sweeps. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 5 sets. This is the type of matchup where they're so even, and it just really depends on how they're feeling coming into the night. Holly could have won that based off home field advantage. Heck, this Wiley crowd, man, they have been loud ever since the C team for a junior high game. They are staying amped up here at Wiley, but, don't really have any predictions. Don't know, wouldn't say anybody's really favored. Just expect a good one here between Wiley hosting Holly. Arkansas Valley League volleyball action. Hey, big thank you to Ark Valley Vision Care of Lamar and La Junta for bringing me my beautiful view here in the bleachers. Our dry, itchy, or even watery eyes making daily tasks difficult. Well, Ark Valley Vision Care can help. Talk to them about your symptoms, and a prescription medication eye drops can help. Ark Valley Vision Care has got you covered. They're just a phone call away. Relief is in sight. In Lamar, call 336-3111. And in Lahaina, 383-0134. Arc Valley Vision Care, your clear choice for clear vision. Big thank you to them for sponsoring my beautiful view here in Wiley. Wiley hosting Holly Arkansas Valley League of Volleyball action. Gonna take a quick minute break, and then I'm back to bring you some more pregame back in 1 minute here on KVAY. Good evening. We have got a volleyball sports broadcast coming your way here as you're tuning in on KVAY, be it on the radio or on YouTube and Facebook for live video streaming here at the Wiley School. And Holly at Wiley. Holly making not too long of a drive over here. Holly seeming to be wearing black jerseys, red lettering today, while the home team Lady Panthers in their breast cancer awareness pink jerseys, which is a treat to see here in the month of October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's just great to see all across every school, every sport. Everybody's been showing out in the pink, which is just, great to see support like that. But currently, Wiley hosting Holly. Volleyball action. Yeah, sorry, game happening a little later than expected, as just about every game before this, they had 3 junior high and a JV. About all of them went the full 3 sets. So we're getting ready for some varsity volleyball action here. The home team Lady Panthers, 6-12. Holly, the visiting Lady Wildcats, 7-12. But in their last matchup, Holly won that one in 5 sets at home, but now traveling to play Wiley. That last game, though, was not an Arc Valley League game. This one today is, though. Holly currently on a 4-game losing streak when it comes to away games. They are 4-5. So majority of their wins this season are actually away games. Then Wiley, when it comes to home, they're split 50-50 down the middle. They're 4-4 at home. Hey, believe game's getting underway here soon. I believe we'll be starting it off with the National Anthem. National Anthem, of course, brought to you by Bison Title Company. It's sponsored by Dean Lagos and the staff over there. One flag, one land, one heart, one hand, one nation, under God forevermore. Bison Title Company, proudly serving your abstract and real estate title needs in 7 counties. Call today at 336-2242 or stop by 121 South Main Street in Lamar. Thank you to them for bringing us our national anthem. Not happening just yet, but the clock finally ticking at 0 here. As Wiley here tonight on my right side, white jerseys with pink lettering and trim, while Holly on my left, black jerseys with red lettering. Holly visiting to play Wiley tonight. Last time called their game was electric, hoping for something similar. We're going to take a break for the national anthem, then we're back on KVAY. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening. A varsity volleyball game between the home team, Wiley Lady Panthers, and the visiting team from Holly. As that was the beautiful national anthem brought to you by Bison Title Company. Big thank you to them. But now time to bring you the starting lineup powered by Evergreen Electric. Electrical needs are something you don't mess around with. It's something you leave to the professionals like Evergreen Electric. Doing business locally, they can take care of just about all your electrical needs while staying on top of the latest trends in custom lighting, security lighting, and LED lighting. They can handle your residential, commercial, and ag service needs and repairs. You were leaders in electrical and mechanical. Contact Davey at 719-691-1872 or Bowman at 719-353-2410. Here's your starting lineups powered by Evergreen Electric, as it is electric here in the Wiley building. As starting for the visiting team from Holly will be the sophomore libero. Natalia Garrido wearing number 1. Tressa Coram, the junior, wearing number 4. Anais Ceros, the junior, wearing number 5. Along with them, Lillian Parker wearing number 8, the freshman. Miranda Valdez, the sophomore, wearing number 9. Lucy Schwab, the freshman, wearing number 10. And Allison Rushton, the sophomore, wearing number 11. Very young team for the Lady Wildcats. Then for the home team, Lady Panthers, starting for them today, number 2, Lila Reiner, the sophomore. Number 4, J.C. Kravig, the junior. Wearing number 6, Randy Weber, the sophomore. Wearing number 8, the freshman, Aniston Gonzalez. Gage Pinky, the sophomore, wearing number 10. And Sage Cole, the sophomore, wearing number 13, with Mackenzie Mapes, the junior, wearing number 16, and is the libero tonight for the Wiley Lady Panthers. As volleyball game getting underway here between the home team, Wiley squad, and the visiting team from Holly, getting underway here. Last time these two teams had a game this season was a big win for the Holly Lady Wildcats in 5 sets. Man, that was a barn burner. You know, expecting another good one here between the Holly Lady Wildcats and home team Wiley Lady Panthers. And this game will start with Sage Cole getting subbed out for Mackenzie Mapes. And starting the serving will be Wiley. Serving will be number 4, J.C. Kravig. Kravig first serve of the game on the right side, received on the Holly side. Here comes third hit lefty. Allison Rushton received. Oh, but we do have double hit, they're saying, on the bump by Mackenzie Mapes in the back. The libero trying to keep it alive for Wiley. So just like that, quick 1-point lead for Holly. Serving here, freshman Lucy Schwab just over the net, dug up in 1. Now on the Holly side, Holly set up number 5, up and over by Ceros. Wiley, though, bumping it over in 3 by Penke. On the Holly side, here comes their third hit after the setup down the middle. Allison Rushton strong, able to get a piece of it. Is Kravig in the back, but not able to control it as it rockets into the net. 2 quick points for Holly to start the game. Hey, let's thank Hilger Irrigation and Rushton Thoroughbreds for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Appreciate the support. Up and over in 3 by Reiner. Now here comes third hit. Anais Ceros once again pops it on over on the Wiley side. Third hit down the middle. Reiner pops it over the defense. Way to be there by Garrido. Third hit. Oh, was going to be third hit there. But calling double hit on the setup, as set it too close to the net anyways. Randy Weber getting subbed out. In comes Sage Cole, getting ready to serve here. Is Mackenzie Mapes, the libero, and that'll be an ace for the Wiley Lady Panthers, tying it up 2-2 here in the first set. Let's also thank the Santa Fe Trail House here in over in Holly. They got some good eats over there. A+ Auto and Diesel in Syracuse, Kansas, and J&F Auto Parts in Holly. Thank you to them for sponsoring this Pacific Sports broadcast. Third hit bumped over by Rushton, but went behind the antenna. That is what, don't know if you knew that's what they were called. It took me a while to figure out that's what they were called, but the little red and white striped poles on the far sides of the nets, those are called antennas. Shark in the net there is Reiner, and she just slams it on down. They were down 2-0, but 4 straight points for the Wiley Lady Panthers. With Mackenzie Mapes at the service line, jump serve from down the middle. Sends it right side, dug out by Valdez. Wiley sent up an attack. Reiner in the middle, they love that, and that'll be a big kill for Lila Reiner off the hands of Garrido in the back. Garrido, always a very, very good defensive player for the Holly Lady Wildcats. For sure going to see some big plays from her later today. As a little bit of a miss hit there by Rushton. 6 straight points for Wiley, 6-2 in the first set. As head coach Fry of Holly calls a timeout as they gave up 6 straight points. Scoreboard reads 6-2 in favor of Wiley here in the first set. Going to take a 30-second break, then we're back on KVAY. Our coverage of tonight's volleyball game about to resume as we come out of the Eads Consumer Supply timeout. Holly took the first 2 points, but Wiley battled back with a quick 6. They lead 6-2 here in the first set. Back in action. Served there by Mackenzie Mapes. Third hit, Allison Rushton finds open space. Gonzalez trying to dig it out. Not there in time. Great placement by Rushton to break that 6-point streak for Wiley. Now here comes jump serve from down the center by number 5, Anna Iseros. Sage Cole over in 3, and that'll be a kill for Sage Cole. Hey, let's thank some more sponsors like Hoffman Insurance Agency, Melinda Kelly, Garden City Regional Airport, and Rancher Supply, Lamar and LaHunna. Thank you to our sponsors. Now serving is Gage Pankey of Wiley. Setting up now. Third hit, pop over by Reiner. They love setting her up in the middle. Now third hit over there by Parker on the Wiley side. Third hit in the middle once again. Reiner targeting Garrido. She keeps alive. Third hit though, right side. Was a good attack there by by Valdez. And will be point for Holly. As Wiley with a foul there. Serve there. Great serve by Rushton. Wiley dig it up though. Over in 3, and that'll be a big kill for number 8. Anistin Gonzalez set up there by Kravig. Kravig and Reiner, leading the team in kills and also leading the team when it comes to, assists. Serve there by Reiner. Bumped up high. Third hit. Schwab just barely popping over the net. Great work there by Dakin to keep it alive. On the Holly side, can't get it up and over. Point for Wiley. They lead 9-4 here on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Good work there. Serve. And that'll be an ace for Lila Reiner to give another 6-point lead for the Wiley Lady Panthers, 10-4. Serving is Lila Reiner. On the court with her, Gage Pankey, Mackenzie Mapes, Sage Cole, Kinley Dakin, and J.C. Kravig. Holly up over in 3, setting up over in 3 by Reiner. Over in 1 by Holly. Good work there on the bump over by Saros. For Holly right now, out on the court, Tressa Corum, Lucy Schwab, Lillian Parker, Natalia Garrido, and Saros. And with the serve, Miranda Valdez with the ace for the Holly Lady Wildcats. Found that back left corner for a big ace for Holly. they still trail by 4. Valdez down the middle, in for that back corner again. That time, letting it out will be Pankey. As Mackenzie Mapes getting subbed out for number 6, Randy Weber. Is now serving Sage Cole, up and over. Holly ball, third hit, right side, standing hit by Lillian Parker. Good work by Wiley to recover on an awkward bounce coming their way. Third hit, strong attack by number 8. That is the freshman Lillian Parker with the kill off the hands of the blockers. Substitution for Holly as Valdez going to the bench. Subbing in for is number 7, Caden Rushton, the junior. Holly serve. Serving is the player who got that kill. Lillian Parker, the freshman, up and over the net, received by Mapes in the back row. Here comes third hit, up and over, and that'll be a kill for J.C. Kravig. Getting ready to serve here is Kinley Dakin. Dakin, nice little jump serve from the middle. Now Schwab setting up her player on left side. Good attack by Saros. Wiley unable to weather the storm. Not enough gusto to the bump and falls on their side. Substitution for Holly. As Quorum going to the bench. Subbing in is Allison Rushton. Walford Wiley. Anderson Gonzalez subbing in and going to the bench. Kinley Dakin. Served there by Natalia Garrido. Wiley, good instincts to let that go out. They lead 13-8 here in the first set to the home team Lady Panthers. Serving here is J.C. Kravig. Already with an ace and a kill on the day. Serve there. Up over and one, back and one on the bump by Reiner. Holly looking to manufacture something. Left side, Allison rushed in, blocked. But Holly keeps it alive, but not well enough. As good work there at the net by Weber and Reiner. Back to a comfortable 6-point lead for Wiley. Served there by Kravig. Bumped high up, left side once again. Little pop shot by Allison Rushton. And a way to adjust by Reiner. The ball bumped in an awkward way. She ran to it, got, slapped it hard as she could, hit the top of the net, at a downward angle, and, didn't really think it was going to get over, but able to lip on over and just drop on down. Very tough thing to deal with for Holly. Kill for Reiner on the Holly side. Up and over in 3 by number 5, Saros. Bumped high up, third hit, Pankey off the hands of the blocker, Rushton. Kill for Gage Pankey. Wiley doubling them up now, 16-8 here in the first set. Serving is J.C. Kravig. Let's thank some sponsors like People's Credit Union of Lamar and Springfield, Colorado Mills, Cheyenne County Abstract and Sean Wells, and Cook Oil Fuel Services in Walsh. Thank you to our sponsors. Set up right side, Randy Weber punching it over, almost running into the net, but way to stay careful. Down the middle though, Allison Rushton, blocked there. Point for Wiley. They're on a hot streak. 9-point lead for him here in the first set. J.C. Kravig. Another nice save from the right side. Every time she serves, the student section goes crazy. Into the net that time by Rushton. Point for Wiley as they are now up by 10. Head coach Fry of Holly taking a time out. We're going to take one with her. We're going to be back in 30 seconds here on KVAY. Getting ready to resume our coverage of this volleyball broadcast. Wiley hosting Holly Arkansas Valley League matchup as head coach Fry of Holly already using a second timeout in the game. Scoreboard reads 16-8 in favor of the home team, Wiley Lady Panthers. They're on a bit of a hot streak here. I believe with 5 straight points. At the service line here, J.C. Kravig as we come out of the Eats Consumer Supply timeout. And Kravig, yeah, that will be an ace for J.C. Kravig. 11-point lead for Wiley. I believe for third of the night already, and it's still the first set. Let's thank the historic Cow Palace Inn, Lamar Auto Parts, and Jan & Shoes, and Mr. D Sports. Thank you to our sponsors. Serve. Oh, Schwab not able to get it over the net there. Yeah, it was an awkward reception for Holly. As Wiley in the driver's seat here in the first set. Something similar happened in the last game, but it was in the fourth set. But Wiley really got him like 25-11. And that one goes out, point for Wiley, but that one still went, 5 sets. But like I was saying, I wouldn't be surprised if Wiley swept. I wouldn't be surprised if Holly swept. I wouldn't be surprised if this became a 5-set classic. It just depends on how both teams are feeling tonight. And Wiley seems to have the edge as number 4, J.C. Kravig with another ace on the night. Caden Rushton getting subbed out for Holly. Subbing in for is Miranda Valdez. 14-point lead for Wiley. Good serve there. Setting up, bump up and over. Barely over the net. Great reaction time by Pankey. Over and 2 by Reiner, aiming for that back corner. Setting up number 11, Rushton down the middle. Hits the net though. Point for Wiley, 23-8. Still at the service line is J.C. Kravig. And the student section over there for the Wiley Lady Panthers. Every time she serves, making some noise there. Seems like it's helped her. Has about 3 aces in this line of service and about nearing 10 points in a row. Over and 3 by Pankey on the Holly side. Setting up number 5, Anais Saros, received in the back row by Mackenzie Mace. Bumped high up in the middle. Reiner, a little awkward, able to get it without hitting the net. In the middle, though, Allison Rushton popping just over the net. Yeah, hitting it hard in the net once again, but high enough for it to lip over and be a kill. Holly breaks that big streak for Wiley, but man, damage has been done. Holly's service, they trail a 9-23 in the first set. Third hit, number 2, Lila Reiner. Nobody in that back corner. Lila Reiner and J.C. Kravig having a field day here. As Randy Weber getting subbed out. At the service line, Mackenzie Mapes. Up and over. And that one goes out of bounds off Wiley. Point for Holly as they now trail 10-24 here in the first set. Set point for Wiley. Jump serve there by Saros. Too strong. Wiley wins the first set. Dominant fashion, 25-10. But, I would not be surprised if this game, if Holly just rallies back and bring it back in the second or third. Also wouldn't be surprised if Wiley keeps it going. These teams, ranked very closely, and it just depends on who's having a better night between these two teams. I could, call their games forever. They're always such treats between Wiley and Holly here in a volleyball action. Arkansas Valley League game. As, it's just been a fun one so far. Wiley wins the first set 25-10. In between sets, big thank you to Peacock Funeral Home, our in between set sponsor. You can visit 209 South 4th Street in Lamar or call 336-2234. Peacock Funeral Home, your trusted partner in times of need. Going to take a quick 1-minute break, then we're back here on KVAY. Thank you very much for tuning in this Tuesday evening. I've got another volleyball game coming your way. Wiley hosting Holly, Arkansas Valley League action. If you're just joining us, Wiley winning the first set 25-10 in dominant fashion with about 8 straight points with J.C. Kravick at the service line, with 2 of them being aces. Last time these two teams faced off, almost a month ago today, I called that one over in a Holly. Holly winning that one in 5 sets as they just kept trading set and set. But right now, Holly, falling behind a little bit. Let's see how they're managed. After losing first set 25-10, when you've beaten this team before, let's see how it affects their mental, because mental, is kind of understated a lot of times when it comes to sports, because that really, really affects how the game is going to go and, keep going. How you're feeling about it. If you mess up once, it's up to you to either, keep it going, try to, correct that mistake, or, just let it consume you. So let's see what Holly's able to do. Let's see if they're able to bring it back, or if the torrential downpour just, keeps getting them. As second set officially underway, bumped high up. Number 6, Randy Weber up and over. Great dig by Garrido. Good defense. Now Garrido popping it over, trying to pop it over, but into the net. Point for Wiley as they take the lead 1-0 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. J.C. Kravick at the service line. Kravick, strong serve from the right side, and that'll be an ace for Kravick, I believe her 4th of the day. Let's thank some more sponsors like Da Vinci Physical Therapy, Brew Unto Others, A1 Rental and Sales, and GN Bank of Lamar Needs. Thank you to our sponsors. Serve there by Kravick. Schwab, setting up number 11, Rushton, right side, popping it over. Oh, but miss hit there by Reiner. Gives Holly a point. They trail 2-1. Yeah, Holly started that first set leading 2-0. Then Wiley took the lead 6-2, 6 straight points, and they just never let up after that. Serve there. As Wiley sent up Reiner, left side blocked. Big blocks there by Allison Rushton and Miranda Valdez to start the second set. As despite losing the first set, Holly, staying mentally focused in the game. And Wiley, hoping the same thing from them. Yeah, bumped over in 3 by Mapes. And yeah, the thing I was saying about mental works just as much for a team that just won big in a set. Popped over, great dig, but back in 1 by Parker. The freshman putting in work. And getting a kill for Holly. They now lead 3-2 here in the second set. But yeah, you can't get too comfortable either after beating a team big in a first set. As Holly looking to bring it back. That time, though, a little too strong of a serve by Saros. Point for Wiley. Substitution. Mapes to the bench. Cole subbing in. Serve there by Randy Weber. Into the net, though. Point for Holly. As Weber to the bench. Back in for her. Mackenzie Mapes. Holly serve by number 11, Allison Rushton on the Wiley side. Left side, popped over by Cole, just a little strong. Holly, 5-3 here in the second. Let's also thank Cook's Floor and Wall, Community Insurance Agency, Tri-County Ford, and Coberly Realty for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. Allison Rushton, serve. Twice in a row, the Holly Lady Wildcats have just gifted points to Wiley as subs for both teams. As Dakent subbing in for Aniston Gonzalez on the Wiley side, while Allison Rushton going to the bench. Subbing in for Tressa Corum. Serve there by Pankey, received on the right side for Holly. Slapped over, that time neatly by Garrido. Yeah, she made a mistake earlier in that first point the second set. Exact same play, but slapped it into the net. Took her time and calculated it that time and just barely popped it over the net. And Wiley couldn't really do anything about it. Good serve, as that'll be an ace for number 9, Miranda Valdez. Holly takes the lead 7-4, their biggest lead of the night in the second set as they trail this game 1-0. Served by Miranda Valdez. But another service error for point for Wiley. Serving here is number 2, Lila Reiner. Reiner with the serve. Dug up there on the Wiley side. Up and over. Now Wiley, third hit, punched over, but into the net by Dakin. Point for Holly. They lead 8-5 here in the second set. Sub coming in, Caden Rushton subbing in for Miranda Valdez. Serving is Lillian Parker for Holly. Now here comes the serve. Received by Mapes in the back. Reinert sent up Kravik left side, aiming for that back corner. Good reception by Parker. Here in the middle, big hit blocked. But fell into the Wiley side anyways. Good power on that strike down by number 4, Tressa Corum. Holly leads 9-5 here in the second. Let's thank sponsors like Wallace Gas and Oil, Fellowship Credit Union, Cook Oil Company in Walsh, and Tavern 1301. Thank you to our sponsors. Bumped up high, Dakin pumping it just over the net, received by Garrido on the Holly side. Third hit, Anais Saros. Great kill. Trying to dig it out is Reiner as 10-5. Holly has Wiley doubled up here in the second. Let's also thank Prowers Medical Center, Golden Plains Insurance, and McClave State Bank. Thank you to them for sponsoring the sports broadcast. Jump serve by Parker. That one just over the net. And good block attempt as the reception too close to the net. Tressa Corum slamming it down once again. 11-5 is the score. Down judge talking to Coach Deshay real quick. But back in action. Another big serve by the freshman Lillian Parker. Wiley able to keep it in bounds and send it back over in 3. Lucy Schwab setting up left side. Saros, another big kill for her down the left line. 12-5. Holly leads the second set after falling in the first 25-10. Let's thank more sponsors like Eads Consumer Supply, Ace Tire Service, Peacock Funeral Home, and Evergreen Electric LLC. And hey, big thank you to Eads Consumer Supply as Wiley calling a timeout. Their first of the game as they trail by 7 here in the second. We're taking one with them. We're back in 30 here on KVAY. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening. Tuesday night volleyball action between the home team Wiley Lady Panthers and the visiting Lady Wildcats Holly. Holly leading the game, leading the set 12-5. Wiley leading the game 1-0. Number 8, Lillian Parker with a strong serve. Holly been doing good with her at the service line, popping it over the main blocker Corum. Corum blocked there. And they pop it over. Great recovery by Holly. Third hit, though, Wiley down the middle. Great dig in the back, though, by Valdez. Bumped over in 3. Nobody there. Great work by Saros. Holly 13, Wiley 5 here in the second. Celta service line freshman Lillian Parker, who's been putting on a display today. Serve there, received by Kravig. Reiner to Kravig. Popping it, hitting the top of the net, bouncing, high bounce. Holly recovering. But miscommunication, nobody there as it bumped high up and everybody just kind of backed off. Substitutions, Sage Cole going to the bench. Randy Weber subbing in for Wiley. As Wiley got some work to do. If they still want the hopes of a sweep, they trail 6-13 here in the second. Set up left side, Anais Saros has found her money spot there down that left sideline. Popped over. But Tressa Corum getting stuffed by the net there. Point for Wiley. 2 straight points, looking to get back into a rhythm. Holly, though, still with a solid 6-point lead here in the second set. Serve there, receiving the back by Garrido. Schwab, backward set to number 4, Corum. Corum with another strong kill. As she's putting on one heck of a performance as she gets subbed out for number 11, Allison Rushton. Now serving the libero for Holly, Natalia Garrido. Hey, let's thank Bison Title Company, Arca Valley Vision Care, Tri-State Body Shop, and Scooters Coffee. Thank you to our sponsors. Down the middle, strong kill attempt by Kravig. Holly staying alive way in the back, bumped over by Garrido. That one stayed in. Good toughness there. Popped over by Weber in 3, set in the back, but nobody there. Nobody went for it. Point for Wiley, cutting the deficit back to 6. Substitution, Dakin getting subbed out for Aniston Gonzalez. Gonzalez coming to the service line. Let's thank Hilger Irrigation and Rushton Thoroughbreds for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Serve there. Great placement by Gonzalez. Back over and 2 by Schwab. Mapes running, able to keep it alive. Over and 3 by Reiner on the bump. Now Schwab, the freshman, pretty good setter for him. Was looking to set him up. And that time, though, into the net. Couple straight points for Wiley to cut the deficit to 5. Aniston Gonzalez, Wiley's freshman at the service line. Getting ready to serve from the left side. Right over the net. Some pretty solid serving today from both sides. Bumped over in 3 by Garrido. Now Kravig, Reiner. Kravig coming in left side. Blocked there by Rushton. And then Rushton looking to spike it down, but too strong. Too conservative. Sends it too far out of bounds. 10-14 point for the Wiley Lady Panthers, as they're on a little bit of a point streak here. Good serve. But just barely goes out of bounds. Caden Rushton went for it, but she missed. But worked in Holly's favor as they got a point off that service error. Substitutions coming in. As Caden Rushton getting subbed out for Miranda Valdez. Anais Saros getting subbed out for number 14, Madison Neugebauer. Serving here, Lucy Schwab for Holly as they hold on to a 15-10 lead here in the second. Serve there by Schwab, receiving the back by Mapes. Kravig looking to set up Weber. A little bit of an awkward setup, too close to the net. Weber just having to run up to punch it, and too strong out of bounds. 16-10 in favor of Holly. Let's also thank the Santa Fe Trail House over in Holly, A-Plus Auto and Diesel in Syracuse, Kansas, and J&F Auto Parts in Holly. Thank you to our sponsors. Bumped high up, back. Ooh, great reception by Gonzalez. Third hit, Gage Pankey going for that back corner, received by Garrido. Bumped high up, third hit, bumped over by Madison Neugebauer. On the Wiley side, third hit, number 10, Gage Pankey, hitting the peak of the net, but Holly keeps alive. Over and 2 by Lila Reiner. Catching Holly off guard just enough, finding that back corner, staying just on the line. And it took me a little bit to get used to, but if it hits the line at all, that's inbounds. Serve there though will be service error as Wiley halting their own momentum there. 11-17. Serving for Holly. Madison Neugebauer as they lead by 6 here in the second set. Serve. Bumped high up. Oh, too high of a bump as that'll be an ace for Neugebauer. Holly leads 11-18. Wiley down by 7. Holly 7 more and they win the set. Let's thank sponsors like Hoffman Insurance Agency, Melinda Kelly, and Garden City Regional Airport. Thank you to our sponsors. Holly side bumped up third. Hey, Allison Rushton. Good reception by Gonzalez. Bumped over in 3 by Reinert successfully. Receiving the back by Garrido. Schwab set up number 8. Strong kill by Lillian Parker, the freshman. 19-11 in favor of Holly. Coach Touche calling a timeout for the Wiley Lady Panthers. They trail by 8 here in the second set. We're going to take a break with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on KVAY. Getting ready to resume our action here in Wiley. Wiley hosting Holly. Varsity volleyball action. Arca Valley League action as well. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your broadcaster, Ethan Smith-Senna. as Wiley winning that first set big, 25-10. Holly leading the second set, though, pretty big as well, 19-11. Serve there by Madison Neugebauer. And over on 3 by Pankey, received by Neugebauer in the back. Schwab sent him number 8, Lillian Parker, down left side. Once again, dots in the back corner. 20-11 in favor of the Holly Lady Wildcats, as Parker has found the sweet spot for her down that left side. Madison Neugebauer serve. Received, set up. Oh, trying to set it up, but goes out of bounds. Point for Holly, 21-11. The visiting team leads the second set by 10. Let's thank some more sponsors like Ranchers Supply Lamar and Lahana, People's Credit Union of Lamar and Springfield, and Colorado Mills. Thanks to our sponsors. As a little bit of reprieve there for Wiley. Substitution. Sage Cole subbing in for Mackenzie Mapes. Serve there for Randy Weber. That one called an ace for her. 2 straight points for Wiley. As Anais Saros getting subbed in. As going to the bench will be Madison Neugebauer. Good work at the service line there. As Anais Saros, about 3 of the 4 times that she served earlier were service errors. So good work by Coach Fry to make adjustments and put in number 14 Neugebauer for some great serves and a couple of aces. Big block there at the net though by number 2 Lila Reiner. Serve there by Randy Weber, and another ace for Randy Weber. Wiley looking to bring it back with 3 straight points. They trail 15-21 here in the second set. Let's also thank Cheyenne County Abstract and Sean Wells, Cook Oil Fuel Services in Walsh, and the historic Cow Palace Inn. Thank you to our sponsors. Randy Weber, though, getting subbed out after the service error. Back in, Mackenzie Mapes serving here. Allison Rushton of Holly. Holly 3 points away from tying it up, 1 set apiece. And almost aced, over in 3 by Reiner, receiving the back by Rushton. Schwab, great setup to number 9, Valdez. Wonderful dig in the back by Mackenzie Mapes. Third hit, popped over the defenders. Pankey, oh, but awkward bump there for Holly, falling back in their own territory, 16-22. As Wiley serves, they trail. Allison Rushton to the bench, subbing in for Natalia Garrido, the libero. Nice serve there. Oh, just a little strong though, almost catching them. As Holly leads 23-16 here in the second set. Let's thank some more sponsors like Lamar Auto Parts, Jan and Shoes, Mr. D Sports, and Da Vinci Physical Therapy. Thank you to our sponsors. Miranda Valdez with the serve, and that'll be an ace to give Holly set point here in the second. Miranda Valdez, number 9 for Holly, as the Holly fans traveling pretty well tonight on their feet. Serve there by Valdez, received in the back, over in 2, partially blocked by Parker, keeping alive. Third hit, Parker pops it over. And that'll be a kill for the freshman Lillian Parker to close the second set off, 25-16. Holly ties it up, 2 sets apiece. Their last encounter going 3 sets. Last encounter going the full 5 sets. And they were just trading set to set to set. But right now, game tied, 1 set apiece. Wiley winning the first 25-10. Holly winning the second 25-16. Getting ready for the third set. Going to at least 4 tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in between sets. Sponsored by Peacock Funeral Home. Visit 209 South 4th Street in Lamar or call 336-2234. Peacock Funeral Home, your trusted partner in times of need. We're going to take a break. We're going to be back in 1 minute here on KVAY for some more Wiley vs. Holly volleyball. Back in 1 minute. Thank you very much for tuning in here on KVAY, your sports authority. Got a varsity volleyball broadcast underway, one set apiece, 25-10. Wiley won the first set in dominant fashion, but then Holly bringing it back in the second, 25-16. In their last encounter, I got the opportunity to call that one, and it was a thrilling 5 sets last month. Let's see if we get something similar tonight as third set about to get underway. Big thank you to Brew and Others, A1 Rental and Sales, Jan Bank, Lamar Eads, and Cooks Floor and Wall for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. Appreciate the support. And thank you to you, the viewer and or listener, for tuning in on the radio or on YouTube and Facebook. Our channel and page is going by the names of KVAY 1057. As Arkansas Valley League action here. Tressa Corum getting subbed out for number 1 Garrido to start us off. Same with the Wiley Lady Panthers. Mapes subbing in for Cole. As here we are getting ready to go. There's the substitution. About to officially start this set. Third set game tied 1 set apiece. JC Kravig with the serve, but that'll be a service error on her. Point for Holly to start the third set off. As serving here, freshman Lucy Schwab. Schwab serve from the right sideline. Received by Gonzalez. Bumped up. Third hit. Oh, mishit there by Gonzalez. Not getting enough juice on it as it peters out right there in front of him. 2-0 lead for Holly here in the third. Let's thank some more sponsors like Community Insurance Agency, Tri-County Ford, Coberly Realty, and Wallace Gas and Oil. Thank you to our sponsors. As Holly not able to get it back over in 3. Point for Wiley. Substitution, Weber getting subbed out for Sage Cole. Mackenzie Mapes at the service line here. Mapes, nice jump serve from down the middle. Received there by Parker, bumped up by Garrido, still in the back. Parker bumping it over in 3. On the Wiley side, also deep in their back row, but sent it back in 3. Holly able to adapt and send it over in 2. Third hit, Gage Pankey aiming for the back. Oh, but just a little strong. Holly point to give an early 2-point lead here in the third set. Let's thank some more sponsors like Fellowship Credit Union, Cook Oil Company in Walsh, Tavern 1301, and Prowers Medical Center. Thank you to our sponsors. Holly follows up with a service error. Point for Wiley. Substitution, Madison Neugebauer to the bench, subbing in for number 5, Anais Saros. Serving here for Wiley, number 10, Gage Pankey, the sophomore. Pankey served there. Received over in 2 by Valdez. Now Pankey on Wiley's side. Third hit down the middle. Great work finding that open corner by Lila Reiner. Point for Wiley. And a substitution here. Dakin subbing in for Aniston Gonzalez. Still at the service line. Gage Pankey for Wiley. Wiley in their great white and pink breast cancer awareness jerseys tonight. Third hit, little pump over by Parker for Holly. Wiley keeps alive. Here comes their third hit. Little slap over by Reiner. Schwab looking to set up number 11, Rushton down the middle. Finds Pankey. Pankey, Kravig. Now a little punch over by Dakin. Received by Holly. Schwab. Backward set. Finds Valdez. Riding in, and she gets a big kill in the open space in the middle. 4-3. Holly leads the third, and game tied 1 set apiece. Substitution coming in. Tressa Corum subbing in. Going to the bench will be a number 1, Natalia Garrido. At the service line, Allison Rushton for the Holly Lady Wildcats. Rushton with the serve. Received in the back. Now third hit into the net, though. Point for Holly. A few straight for them as they take a 2-point lead now. Let's also thank Golden Plains Insurance, McClave State Bank, Eats Consumer Supply, and Ace Tire Service. Thank you to our sponsors. Served by Rushton. Service error, though, to put Wiley behind by just 1. Allison Rushton to the bench. Subbing in for her will be number 1, Natalia Garrido. at the service line. Lila Reinert, the sophomore for the Wiley Lady Panthers with the serve. Holly side, Schwab setting up Valdez. Valdez standing shot up and over. Pankey. Now Reinert sending number 14, Dakin, into the net once again, though. Point for Holly as they lead 6-4 here in the third. Miranda Valdez getting ready to serve here. Let's also thank Peacock Funeral Home, Evergreen Electric, and Bison Title Company for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. Served by Valdez. Received by Kravig. Kravig set up there by Reiner. Kravig finding that back corner. Stopped, though, by Saros. Third hit, number 8, Lillian Parker. Switching and going for that back corner. Wiley keeps it alive off the hands of the blocker. Good shot there by Sage Cole. A little mistiming, though, by Holly. Unable to get it over. Wiley and Holly staying pretty even in the first few points this set. Substitution as McKenzie moves to the bench, subbing in Randy Weber at the service line. Sage Cole. Sage Cole surfing down the right side, received by Garrido, bumped up by Corum. Third hit, not able to get it over. That'll be an ace for Sage Cole to tie it up 6 each here in the third set. Let's also thank Tri-State Body Shop, Arc Valley Vision Care, and Scooters Coffee for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. Game tied 1 set apiece. Third set tied 6 points apiece. Garrido backward set. Lucy Schwab bumping it over in 3. Here comes third hit down the middle. Kravig, but received by Holly. Over in 2 by Schwab. Ooh, a little bit of miscommunication. 2 players running into each other. Neither of them really having enough space to, not really having enough space there. And Sage Cole to the bench. Subbing in is Mackenzie Mapes. Ooh, almost acing it, hitting the very top of the net. But over in 3, back in 1. And once again, 2 players bumping into each other on the Wiley side, resulting in nobody being able to get there. Holly leads 8-6 here in the third set. Serving right now is number 8, Lillian Parker for Holly. Jump serve. Oh, as that'll be an ace for her. As a little bit of friendly fire. Bumped by Mapes for running into Pankey there. Cool to see her just shrug it off there. Jump serve by Parker once again. The freshman Parker having one heck of a game today. Third hit, a little pop over by Kravig. Miscommunication, nobody gets there. That's a kill for J.C. Kravig. Wiley cutting the deficit to 2 once again. Let's thank Hilger Irrigation and Rushton Thoroughbreds for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Up and over. Now Holly, strong attack by Corum, but too strong. Wiley point as they trail by just 1 here in the third set. Serving here, Kinley Dakin. Jump serve from the middle. And good awareness by Garrido. Was about to dig it out, but instead let it go out of bounds, but just barely out. Point for Holly, lead by 2 here. Allison Rushton comes into the game. Subbing out is Tressa Corum. Jump serve there. Popped high up, blocked there though by Allison Rushton. Point for Holly, 11-8. They lead this third set. Let's also thank the Santa Fe Trail House in Holly, A+ Auto and Diesel in Syracuse, Kansas, and J&F Auto Parts in Holly. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Bumped high up. Third hit, Gage Pankey into the net, though, as Wiley taking care of business pretty easy in that first set, 25-10. But since then, lost the second set, 25-16. And right now, Holly's riding a wave of momentum here. They lead 12-8 into the third set. Nice serve there by Garrido. Kravig setting up number 10, Pankey, popping it just over the net. Rushton setting up number 5, Saros. A great dig there, though, by the freshman, Aniston Gonzalez. Oh, but unlucky there for Aniston Gonzalez, has dug it out, but sliding into the posts, holding the net there, and you can't really break that boundary there. As line judge and down judge talking there. Quick little conference from Wiley. And they're calling a replay there. Don't see those two too often. Serve there. On the Wiley side, third hit number 6, Randy Weber finds the back. Holly over in 2, great misdirection by Lucy Schwab. Third hit, Kravig over, received by Garrido. Holly ball, third hit number 5. Strong attack by Saros, way to keep it in play though by Gonzalez and Reiner. Third hit, Saros, standing shot. And trying to dig it out is Mackenzie Mapes. Point for Holly. They lead by 5 now here in the third. Let's thank sponsors like Hoffman Insurance Agency, Melinda Kelly, Garden City Regional Airport, Rancher Supply Lamar and Lahana, and People's Credit Union of Lamar and Springfield. We thank all our sponsors. Lucy Schwab setting up number 11. Oh, but into the net by Allison Rushton that time. Both teams giving up a lot of points today on service errors along with just hitting it into the net. Serve there by Kravik on Holly's side. Holly traveling here. Blocked there by Reiner. They keep it alive. Over, back, and won by Pankey. Holly staying resilient. Third hit will slap over by Rushton. Bumped high up. And not bumped over the net that time. Substitution for Holly. As Saros to the bench, subbing in is number 14, Madison Neugebauer. Serving here, Lucy Schwab, Holly. Game tied 1 set apiece. Holly leading the third set, 14-9. Schwab, strong serve. Sent it about 6 feet behind the serve line. Jump, little hit into the open space. Big kill for Lila Reiner. Substitution, Randy Weber to the bench. Subbing in for her will be number 13, Sage Cole. Serve here by Mackenzie Mapes, jump serve. Receiving the back by Parker. Schwab, a little awkward, not able to get it over the net is Valdez. Couple straight points for Wiley to cut the deficit to 3. Let's also thank Colorado Mills and Cheyenne County Abstract and Cheyenne Wells for sponsoring the sports broadcast. Served by Mackenzie Mapes. Third hit number 11, Rushton, over to Mapes on Wiley's side. Kravig, center number 2, Reiner in the back. That'll be a kill for Reiner off the hands of Parker in the back row. Wiley cutting the deficit to just 2 here in the third. Third hit serve there. Now third hit, Rushton too strong. About 4 straight points for Holly to cut the for Wiley to cut their deficit to 1 here at home against the visiting Holly Lady Wildcats, 13-14. Wiley serve, Mackenzie Mapes, little pop over. Now Garrido looking to set up number 11, Allison Rushton, received on Wiley side by Gonzalez. Third hit, Pankey into the net though. Point for Holly. They regain a lead here by 2. At the service line, Madison Neugebauer. Let's thank Cook-Oil Fuel Services in Walsh, the historic Cow Palace Inn, and Lamar Auto Parts. Thank you to our sponsors. Service error there, point for Wiley. Substitution, number 5, Anais Saros coming into the game. Going to the bench, number 14, Madison Neugebauer. At the service line, Gage Pankey for Wiley as they trail by just 1 about midway through the third set. Third hit, they love that left side. Lillian Parker, good kill attempt, stopped by Mapes. Third hit, up and over by Gonzalez on Holly's side. Holly bumped high up. Here's their third hit. Valdez over. Great reception. Now over in 2 by Lila Reiner. They're so used to her going right down the middle that she just flicked it over to her right side. Nobody, somebody was there, just they weren't expecting it. Substitution is Kinley Dakin subbing in for Aniston Gonzalez. Serve, game tied, set tied 15-all. Game tied, 1 set apiece, but Holly takes a narrow 1-point lead here in the third set. Now, Garrido to the bench, subbing in Corum. Both teams unafraid to use substitutions, which is nice to see. Trusting enough people on your team to be able to do that. Serve there. Reinert sent him number 13, Cole, aiming for that back corner, stopped by Saros. Schwab. Over to Corum, bumping it over, safely in 3. Kravik setting up Reiner, coming downhill. He was going for that same thing to just pop it over the net. But unable to get it over that time. 17-15. Holly leads the third set. Game tied 1 set apiece here in Wiley, Arkansas Valley League action. Holly 41st in the state in 1A, while Wiley 38th. Great dig there, one-handed by Sage Cole off pure instincts, but they're not able to survive that one as Wiley tied it up 15-all, but Holly 3 straight points, making it difficult for Wiley to stay alive. Let's thank some more sponsors like J&N Shoes and Mr. D Sports, Da Vinci Physical Therapy, Brew Unto Others, and A1 Rental Sales. We thank all our sponsors. Third hit by Dakin on the Holly side after the partial block. Lillian Parker going opposite. Finding Panky now over in 2. Too strong though by Kravik, looking for that back corner. 4 straight points for Holly. They lead 19-15 here in the third. Serving here, Allison Rushton, the junior for Holly. Serve there. Oh, and it'll be an ace for her as it lips over the top of the net. 20-15. Wiley trails by 5. Holly needs 5 more points to take a 2-1 set lead. Head coach Touche of Wiley taking a time out. As Coach Fry of Holly taking 2 timeouts in the first set, none since, while Touche her third timeout called of the day. We're going to take a 30-second break, and then we're going to be back here on KVAY. Thank you very much for tuning into the broadcast this evening. Wiley hosting Holly in some Arkansas Valley League volleyball action. As it's been a fun one. You know, Wiley winning that first set, dominant fashion, 25-10. Holly bringing it back in the second, 25-16. But now here in the third set, Holly leads 20-15. Let's see if they, take care of business, take a 1-set lead, or if Wiley able to bring it back as we come out of the Eads Consumer Supply timeout. Third hit, Dakin unable to pop it over the net once again. And this is something I was talking about earlier. You know, after a dominant first set win like that, 25-10, it could go to your head. It's up to you to it, the athlete and the coach, to try to regulate how you think. Understand, no, keep pushing. I can always do better, that type of mentality. Oh, but Reinert pops it over, but on accident steps over the line there. So point for Holly, 22-15 here in the third. Let's thank GN Bank of Lamar Needs, Cooks Floor and Wall, and Community Insurance Agency for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. Number 11, Allison Rushing with the serve. Banky, Cole, center number 2, Reiner coming downhill with a big kill. Yeah, both these teams very gritty. Saw that last month in that, this is a rematch from last month, which saw Holly win that one 3-2 over in Holly. But now in Wiley's territory, big ace for Reiner, 2 straight points for Holly. Still got a chance, but really need to put in the work here as they trail 17-22 in the third set. Game tied 1 set apiece. Lila Reinert serve, bumped high up, and over in 3 by Lucy Schwab, off balance, kind of on accident, and just let it fly and found the best possible spot. Nobody over there covering it. Point for Holly. They lead 23-17 here in the third set. Number 9, Miranda Valdez with the serve down the middle. Receiving the back by Mackenzie Mapes. Lila Reinert setting up number 14, Dakin in the middle. Pops it over. Now here comes third hit. Corum. Blocked there by Kravik, staying alive. Lillian Parker, big kill attempt. Trying to get dug out by Reiner, but goes into their bench. Set point, Holly, 24-17 at the service line. Number 9, Miranda Valdez. Let's thank some more sponsors like Tri-County Ford, Coberly Realty, Wallace Gas and Oil, and Fellowship Credit Union. Served by Valdez. Received there by Kravik. Reiner, Kravik, left side. Received in the back. Schwab, center number 8, Lillian Parker. Good reception there by Mapes. Oh, but nobody getting there as it falls too close to the net. 25-17. Holly wins the third set in similar fashion to that second set. They now lead the game 2-1 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard here in Wiley. Been a fun one so far. Wiley dusting Holly in that first set, 25-10, but since then, Holly's been taking it to him, been taking an early lead and just never letting up. Scoreboard 2-1 in favor of Holly, the visiting team. In between sets, thank you to Peacock Funeral Home. Just like a great coach, Peacock Funeral Home understands every situation is unique. Whether you're planning or facing a loss, their experienced team led by Clay and Cassie will work with you to create a personalized plan honoring your loved one's memory. Visit 209 South 4th Street in Lamar or call 336-2234. Peacock Funeral Home, your trusted partner in times of need. Big thank you to them for sponsoring this in between sets here in a volleyball. 2-1, Holly leads the game. We're going to take a quick 30-second break, and then I'm back to bring you the fourth set back in 30 here on KVAY. Thank you very much for tuning in between sets currently between Wiley and Holly. Arkansas Valley League volleyball action. Lady Panthers, the home team, hosting the visiting Lady Wildcats, as Wiley winning the first one, but Holly winning the last two. A quick reminder for you, next sports broadcast coming your way this Thursday. South back at Wiley once again, so be sure to stay tuned for that one. But right now, Holly at Wiley. Holly in the lead 2-1. Could end it here in the fourth, or could go 5 sets once again like it did earlier this season between these two teams. Excited to see how this one closes out for the night. Thank you for listening here on KVAY on the radio, or tuning in on YouTube and Facebook for live video streaming. Let's thank sponsors like Cook Oil Company in Walsh, Tavern 1301, Prowers Medical Center, and Golden Plains Insurance Agency. We thank each and every one of our sponsors. Appreciate your support. Couldn't be doing without you, or you, the viewer/listener. Appreciate your support here in Wiley. Fourth set about to get underway, as Wiley, winning that first set big, but Holly, regrouping after the fact, and won the second and third sets by similar scores, 25-16 and 25-17. Holly starting with the serve here in the fourth and maybe final set if Holly gets the set. Serving here, freshman Lucy Schwab. Both teams very young, very young teams. Both primarily freshman and sophomore, with a junior, a senior every here and there. Sub as Tressa Corm to the bench, subbing in libero Natalia Garrido. Game set officially underway. Serve there by Schwab. Third hit, Weber blocked. Big block by Allison Rushton to give Holly their first point of the third set. Of the fourth set. Holly just won in the third set to give them a 2-1 lead. Let's also thank McClave State Bank and Eads Consumer Supply for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. Served by Schwab. Receive, set up, third hit, Pankey over their hands, and big kill for Gage Pankey to tie it up 1-all here in the fourth set. At the service line, J.C. Kravik, believe with about 4 aces on the day. Kravik, strong jump serve from the right side, right down the line. Over and one by Valdez, popped high up, and that'll be a point for the Wiley Lady Panthers, as Gage Pankey just, kind of desperation bumped it over and one and fell into the open space inbounds. Point for Wiley. Jump serve there by Kravig. Third hit, barely bumping it over by Allison Rushton. Now Wiley, third hit, big kill by Lila Reiner to give Wiley an early 3-1 lead here in the fourth. Let's also thank Ace Tire Service and Peacock Funeral Home for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. Served there by Kravig. Schwab for Holly, over in 2, back in 1 by Reiner. Receiving the back by Parker. Schwab, setting up Rushton, too strong. 4-1 lead in favor of Wiley here in the 4th set. Let's also thank Evergreen Electric, Bison Title Company, and Tri-State Body Shop for sponsoring the sports broadcast. Appreciate the support. Jump serve there by Kravig. Now here comes third hit, popped over by number 11, Rushton. Third hit, Reiner, strong kill attempt, stopped by Holly though. As unable to bump it over the net is Madison Neugebauer. Point for Wiley, a 5-1 lead. Similar to that first set, they just kept it going. Well, Holly just had about a couple points. So let's see if it's going to be similar to that first set now. Oh, over in 1, but Lucy Schwab with the double hit, 6-1. Wiley bringing it back here in the 4th as they trail 1-2 against the visiting Holly. Serving is J.C. Kravig, the junior for Wiley. And that'll be an ace for, I believe, 5th of the day, 7-1. Wiley leads this 4th set. As head coach Fry calling a timeout, her first one, believe, since the first set. Scoreboard reads 2-1 in favor of Holly. 4th set in favor of Wiley, 7-1. Going to take a 30-second break, and then I'm back here on KVAY. Thank you for listening as this 4th set about to get back underway as we come out of the Eads Consumer Supply timeout called by Coach Fry of Holly as they trail 1-7 against Wiley here in the 4th set. Could be the final if Holly gets it under wraps, or we could be going to 5 as that'll be an ace. Another one for Kravik, 6th of the night. Let's also thank Arc Valley Vision Care and Scooters Coffee for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. 8-1 lead for Wiley, similar to the first set, taking a big lead and just never letting up. But into the net there on the service error. Holly down by 6, but still early enough to, start making a comeback. Served by Madison Neugebauer, though. Service error, point for Wiley. 9-2, they lead the 4th. Substitution, Cole subbing in for Randy Weber. And then on the Holly side, Madison Neugebauer to the bench, subbing in for her, Anais Serros. Served by Mackenzie Mapes. Bumped up by Schwab. Third hit, slapped over by Serros. Now Kravik setting up Reiner in the middle, standing off the hands of the blocker. Back in 2, back in 1 by Reiner. Big kill for Lila Reiner of the Wiley Lady Panthers. 10-2, Wiley leading the 4th set while trailing the game 1-2. A big thank you to Hilger Irrigation and Rushton Thoroughbreds for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Over in 3 by Allison Rushton. On the Wiley side, third hit, pop over by Pankey. Holly bumps it high up, just barely over the net. Wiley's got ball. Third hit, number 2, up and over by Reiner. Now Schwab setting up number 8, Lillian Parker, into the net though. As Wiley on a hot streak early on in the 4th, 11-2 here on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Jump serve by Mapes, received by Garrido, setting up number 9, Valdez. Mishits it though, as Wiley finding their groove and Holly falling into a little bit of a funk here. Let's see what happens here. Another strong jump serve by Mapes from the middle. Back in 1 by Reiner. Shark in the net there. 13-2. Wiley leads this 4th set. Looking to send it to 5. Let's also thank Santa Fe Trail House in Holly, A+ Auto and Diesel in Syracuse, Kansas, and J&F Auto Parts in Holly. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. It's been a fun one. Third hit, Reiner down the middle off the hands of the blocker. And big kill for Lila Reiner once again. 14-2. Wiley leads the fourth set. When it rains, it pours, and that adage holds true this set. Served there by Mackenzie Mapes. Received high up. The Wiley fans are amped up. Over and through by Valdez. Received by Mapes. Now Kravik setting up Cole. Left side. Pops it over. Aiming for the back. That one just barely out of bounds, though. Point for Hollies. They trail by 11 now. Substitution. Garrido to the bench. Subbing in Tressa Corum. Allison Rushton at the service line. Rushton, the sophomore, with the serve. On Wiley's side. Third hit down the middle. Reiner blocked, though, by Tressa Corum. 2 straight points for Holly to cut the deficit to 10. 4-14 here in the fourth set. Serving still, Allison Rushton. Yeah, Tressa Corum has been a beast for Holly today at that service line. Serve there, receive. Now up and over. Great work there by Sage Cole to find that corner. 11-point lead for Wiley. Substitution. Anderson Gonzalez to the bench. Subbing in Kinley Dakin. At the service line, Gage Pankey. Hey, let's thank Hoffman Insurance Agency, Melinda Kelly, Garden City Regional Airport, and Rancher Supply, Lamar and La Junta. Thank you to our sponsors. Holly ball, Lucy Schwab setting up number 9, Valdez, barely bumping it over, received by Kravig. Backwards set, Dakin able to pop it over, back and one on the Wiley side, looking to manufacture another attack. Standing hit there by Reiner. Third hit, number 8, Lillian Parker, trying to find her bread and butter once again, and she gets it down that left sideline with Mackenzie Mapes as her target. As she tries to dig it out, just can't handle the strength. Point for Holly, as they have a huge hole to dig themselves out of if they want to end it here in the fourth. Serve there. Third hit, pop over by Dakin. Now Garrido setting up number 8, Parker. She pops it over. Popped high up. Oh, but missed time in the jump there by Reiner into the net. Couple straight points for Holly once again. Valdez at the service line. Let's also thank Rancher Supply, Lamar and La Junta, People's Credit Union of Lamar and Springfield, and Colorado Mills for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. As that'll be an ace for Holly, 3 in a row as they cut the deficit to 8 here in the fourth set, as they lead the game 2-1. Served by Valdez. Wiley keeping it alive. Dakin up and over. Good dig by Garrido. Popped high up. Third hit, Corum. Now Wiley up and over. Oh, but they're unable to get it back out. Point for Wiley. Back to a 9-point lead here. Getting ready to serve Lila Reiner. Let's also thank Cheyenne County Abstract and Sean Wells, Cook Oil Fuel Services and Walsh, and the historic Cow Palace Inn for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. As that'll be another ace on the day for Lila Reiner of Wiley, giving them back a 10-point lead, 17-7 here in the fourth set. Lila Reiner, just nice fundamental serve from down the middle. Almost aced them, back and one on the dig by Holly. Slapped over and 3 by Dakin. Now third hit, Lillian Parker, standing shot, received by Pankey in the back. Set high up, punched over by Dakin. Now number 4, Tressa Corum, standing shot. Good little one-handed dig by Ryder. Back over and 2 by Sage Cole for the big play for Wiley. As number 2, Lila Reiner with the serve. Bumped a little high, too close to the net, but hey, that'll be another ace for Lila Reiner, 19-7. As Wiley leads this fourth set. Head coach Fry taking a time out. We're going to take one with her. We're back in 30 seconds here on KVAY. Getting ready to resume my coverage of tonight's volleyball broadcast. Arkansas Valley League action. Holly at Wiley. Holly leading this game 2-1, but Wiley leading the fourth set 19-7. Coach Fry of Holly calling a timeout. Hadn't called one since the first, but now two here in the fourth. Game getting back underway. Lila Reiner with the serve. And another ace for Reiner. She's got plenty on the day. Her and Kravik believe totaling to over 10 aces on the day. Let's thank some more sponsors like Lamar Auto Parts, Jan & Shoes, Mr. D Sports, Da Vinci Physical Therapy, and Brew Unto Others. Thank you to our sponsors. Bumped over in 3 by Corum. Way to be there by Dakin. Over in 2, aiming for that back corner is Reiner. Holly ball. Third hit. Blocked, though, by number 4. Oh, but it goes out of bounds. Good kill there by Lillian Parker. 8-20. Holly trails by 12 here in the fourth. Let's also thank A1 Rental and Sales, GN Bank of Lamar Needs, Cook's Floor and Wall, and Tri-County Ford. Thank you to our sponsors. Bumped over in 3 by Dakin. Now Schwab. Sent out number 5, and Isero strong down the left sideline. Holly still showing fight here in the fourth set. Holly, though, does lead the game 2-1 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Serving here, freshman Lillian Parker, who's had one heck of a night today. Parker, strong jump serve. As that will be an ace for Lillian Parker of Holly to give him 10 points against Wiley's 20 here in the fourth set. Let's also thank Coverly Realty, Wallace Gas and Oil, and Fellowship Credit Union for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. Appreciate the support. Serve there. Wiley side, number 4, Kravik over the hands of the blockers. Holly staying alive. Oh, miscommunication, but Holly gets it over anyways. Holly bumped up, bumped over in 3 by number 5, Saros. Cole calling for it. Third hit, Dakin. Little slap shot down the corner. Big kill for Kinley Dakin. As substitution, Randy Weber coming into the fold while going to the bench is Mackenzie Mapes. At the service line, Sage Cole, who's had herself a great game today. Served by Cole. Schwab setting up number 5 into the net, though. 22-10, Wiley leading the fourth set. Let's also thank Cook Oil Company in Walsh, Tavern 1301, and Prowers Medical Center. Thank you to our sponsors. Sage Cole with the serve, almost an ace. Holly, good dig, though, in 1. Third hit, downhill, Kravik over the blockers. Back in 2 by Holly. Wiley ball, third hit, awkward shot, but Weber gets it done. Holly bumping it towards the middle. Bumped over in 3 safely by Corum. Dakin set up left side once again. Finding herself another kill is Kinley Dakin. As Wiley leads 23-10 here. Sage Cole at the service line here in the fourth set. Serve there, received by Garrido. Corum up and over, bumped high up. And then over in 3 by Dakin. Dakin's been having a field day here in the fourth set. Over in 3 by Garrido. Great stop by Cole in the back, bumped up. Now Dakin left side once again, received by Garrido. Now third hit, number 5, and Iseros with a big kill. Holly still showing plenty of fight and spirit here. Sub for the Lady Wildcats. Allison Rushton coming in. Going to the bench is number 4, Tressa Corum. While for Wiley, Sage Cole to the bench, subbing in Mackenzie Mapes. Serve there by Natalia Garrido. Almost an ace. Back in 1, though. Holly, third hit, Allison Rushton. Dug out by Mapes. Back in 1 by Rushton once again. Wiley scrambling, but they get a plan in action. Get it over in 3. Lucy Schwab setting up Rushton down the middle. Blocked, but it's staying alive here. Allison Rushton once again blocked, as that'll be point for the, or excuse me, not blocked, they're saying hit the net. But 24-11, point for Wiley. It is set point. They're looking to send it to a 5th set here. Served by Dakin, received by Valdez. Schwab, number 5, Saros. Saros putting in great work fighting that on left side as Dakin subbing out for Aniston Gonzalez. Holly 12, Wiley 24, set point. Holly leads the game 2-1. As served by Schwab, received by Reiner. Now Kravig, center number 6, Weber, but into the net there. Point for Holly. Staying alive still. Hey, let's also thank Golden Plains Insurance, McClave State Bank, Eads Consumer Supply, and Ace Tire Service. Thank you to our sponsors. Serve. Great dig by Reiner, keeping it alive. Pankey open over in 3 on the Holly side. Third hit, number 5 serves, just lipping it over the net. Now Schwab over in 2. Wiley side down the middle, number 4 Kravig up and over, and Holly, great wherewithal to fight back from that situation. As bumped over low by Kravig, almost into the net. Third hit rushed in down the middle. Great dig by Reiner once again. Kravig over in 3 on the Holly side. Set point for Wiley. Third hit, Miranda Valdez. Too strong as Wiley wins the 4th set, 25-13 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. This will be just the second 5-set game I bring your way this season. And the first one was this same matchup, Wiley at Holly last month in Holly. And, they just kept trading set until Holly won that one 3-2. And this has been an electric one. Wiley winning the first one dominant fashion, 25-10. Holly winning the second and third, 25-16 and 25-17. And Wiley winning the fourth one, 25-13. So currently in between sets. Thank you to Peacock Funeral Home, our in-between set sponsor. You can visit 209 South 4th Street in Lamar or call 336-2234. Peacock Funeral Home, your trusted partner in times of need. Big thank you to them for bringing us our in-between sets. Game tied 2 sets apiece heading into the 5th. Going to take a 1-minute break, and then I'm back here on KVAY to bring you the conclusion of this game. Back in 1 minute. It is an October night here in Wiley as you're tuning in to your sports authority, KVAY. Wiley hosting Holly, Arkansas Valley League volleyball action. Last time these two teams played was not a league game. Looking at league records, Holly 1-3 in league play, while Wiley 4-2. Wiley 3rd in the league, while Holly 4th in the league. Wiley been doing pretty good as of late, currently 38th in the state, while Holly 41st. Now 5th set about to get underway. Wiley winning both their sets very convincingly after an early lead, 25-10 and 25-13, while Wiley, was kind of more of a, every time Wiley scores one, we'll score 2 or 3. And they just kept that going and consistently won the second and third sets, 25-16, 25-17. So no set per se has really been that close, but this whole game has been, razor thin. Serving here is J.C. Kravig. Wiley with the serve. Lipping over the top of the net first to 15 points or win by 2 if they're both at 13 or 14. Now second hit. Strong kill. Oh, no. Great resilience by Holly. Thought that was over, but up and over. Strong attack by Reiner. Holly keeps it alive. Third hit over by Saros. Just a little strong. Point for Wiley as they take the they take the first point here in the 5th and final set. J.C. Kravik at the service line. Let's thank Peacock Funeral Home, Evergreen Electric, and Bison Tire Company for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. Back and one by Reiner. Back and one by Reinert again, and another kill for Lila Reinert, the sophomore of Wiley. Hey, big thank you to Hilger Irrigation and Rushton Thoroughbreds for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Appreciate the support. Served by Kravik, dug up. Third hit, Kravik there to set up number 2, Reinert. Reinert, little strong, gives Holly a little bit of breathing room. They trail 1-2 here in the 5th set. You know, each point means that much more here in the 5th set. You know, it's that sudden death round, 1st to 15 as opposed to 25. Service error by Schwab, though. Hasn't been doing that very often tonight, though. As Randy Weber to the bench, Sage Cole subbing in for her. As serve here by number 16, Mackenzie Mapes. Third hit, number 11, Allison Rushton. Wiley keeping something going. Number 2, as big kill there for Lila Reiner, front of that back corner. Once again, score for Wiley. They lead 4-1 here in the 5th set. As they are staying electric. Serve there. Now Schwab over in 2. Gonzalez is there to handle it. Third hit, Reiner downhill. Another big kill for Lila Reiner. Already 4 for her here in the 5th set. 5-1, Wiley leads this 5th set. And Coach Fry of Holly taking a timeout. We're going to take one with her. We're back in 30 seconds here on KVAY. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening. Volleyball action. Wiley leading this 5th set 5-1 against Holly. Wiley winning the 1st and 4th. Holly winning those middle, 2nd, and 3rd sets. As we're getting ready to come out of the Eads Consumer Supply timeout. Thank you to Santa Fe Trail House in Holly, A-Plus Auto and Diesel in Syracuse, Kansas, and JNF Auto Parts in Holly. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. We are back underway. Big kill by Allison Rushton to get Holly back on their feet. They trail 2-5 here in the 3rd. As now Anais Saros jump serve and ace. 2 straight points for Holly. Fighting back here. Fighting back are the Lady Wildcats. Hey, let's thank Tri-State Body Shop, Arc Valley Vision Care, and Scooters Coffee for sponsoring these sports broadcasts. We appreciate the support. Jump serve by Saros. Received by Mapes. Now, Kravik sent him Reinert downhill. As that's been a deadly combo this whole game, especially this 5th set. Parker trying to get down that sideline. Unsuccessful that time. Another kill for Lila Reinert of Wiley, doubling them up 6-3 here in the 5th and final set. Gage Pankey at the service line now. Pankey been pretty solid from the service line today. Schwab, now Garrido up and over in 3. Sage Cole setting up number 2. Lila Reiner with another big kill right down the middle. You know, most teams, they like to have somebody come down from either left side, right side, or both. Wiley, Lila Reiner, her domain is just dead center. And she's been wonderful there all season and especially tonight. Third hit, Lillian Parker. Big, almost blocked. Great wherewithal of Holly to bring it back. Third hit, Anderson Gonzalez into the net. Point for Holly as they trail 4-7 here in the 5th set. Garrido to the bench. Corum subbing in. Serving here is Allison Rushton of Holly. Serve there by Rushton. Receive. Now Cole sent him number 2. Reiner. Big kill attempt. Stopped by Saros. Third hit. But too close to the net. 4 hits Wiley doubling them up once again. 8-4 on the scoreboard. In the fifth and final set, substitution. Dakin subbing in for Aniston Gonzalez. At the service line, number 2, that is Lila Reiner, who's had herself a standout performance this game. Serve, received by Garrido. Little outside, little miscommunication. Holly gets it over in 3. Back and 1 by Reiner. Holly scrambling, but they don't get it over in time. But before a fourth hit, 9-4, Wiley winning this fifth set by 5. Serve by Reiner. Receive. Holly. Third hit. Schwab up and over. Now Cole, who's had a real good game today too. Number 4, Kravig up and over. Third hit. Number 8, Lillian Parker. Received by Mackenzie Mapes in the back row. Third hit. Sage Cole right side going for that back corner. She gets it. Sage Cole puts Wiley in that sweet spot where they lead by 6 and only need 5 more to win the set. Heavy advantage for Wiley, but it's up to the Lady Panthers to close it out. Holly, you know, we've seen how gritty they are this whole season. Let's see what happens here. Can Holly bring it back, or does Wiley keep the streak going here in the fifth set? On the Holly side, Lucy Schwab, and then bumped over in 3 by Parker. Now, Kravig set up there by Reiner. Great save by Valdez. Third hit, Parker once again, strong attack. Stopped by Reiner. High up, Kravig there to set it on over. And another kill, that time for J.C. Kravig. Wiley, they lead 11-4 here in the fifth set. Serve there by Reiner. Almost acing on him, but over in 3 by Corum. Now Cole setting up Kravig down the middle. Stopped by Saros in the back. Bumped high up by Parker. Then Schwab just barely over on the bump. Wiley, third hit. Cole stopped by Saros in the back. Schwab setting up number 8, Lillian Parker from the left side. Great stop by Wiley. They've gotten used to her tactics. Third hit right side though. Miranda Valdez showing some shine there, and she's getting ready to serve as well, but pretty good at the service line too. 11-5. Wiley leads this fifth set. Holly with the serve. Wiley setting up Kravig left side. Now Schwab can't get it over the net. Point for the Wiley Lady Panthers. Substitution, Weber coming in. Mapes going to the bench. At the service line, Sage Cole. 12-5, they lead the fifth. Serve there. Up over in 1. Over in 2 by Dakin. On the Holly side in the back row. Bumped over in 3 by Corum. Great dig by Reiner. Oh, but they're unable to get it out. Holly trailing 6-12 here in the fifth set. As Cole getting subbed out. Coming in for her will be Mackenzie Mapes. Lillian Parker at the service line. The freshman who's had one heck of a performance for Holly. But now Wiley's side, Reiner setting up Kravig. Strong kill by J.C. Kravig. Set up beautifully there by Reiner. Reiner and Kravig, you know, both with so many assists this game. 13-6. 2 more points, and a Wiley will shut the door on this game. Serve there by Dakin, but let's see how Holly fights back, how their mentality shifts or changes, or they just keep pushing, as they're unable to get it over. Match point Wiley, 14-6 here in the fifth. Kinley Dakin at the service line here. Holly at Wiley, varsity volleyball action on a Tuesday evening. Jump serve there, up and over the net. Stopped by Garrido. Schwab over in 2. Reiner setting up Kravig, kill shot, but no, into the net. Holly with some reprieve. Corum to the bench, Rushton subbing in. And then sub for Wiley as well, as Dakin to the bench, subbing in Aniston Gonzalez. Match point for Wiley, 14-7. Holly can't make any mistakes, as that'll be an ace there. As I said, almost was expecting a service error. Oh, but actually the judges are deciding on what they want, because don't know if it rolled quite out of bounds, if it hit the thing or not, hit the antenna. As it is ruled in favor of Wiley instead, the Wiley Lady Panthers bring it back. They win this game in 5 sets on a thrilling October night. Gonna take a quick 30-second break, and then I'm back to bring you the post-game show. Back in 30 seconds here on KVAY. Time for the post-game show here on KVAY. Our post-game show, of course, is brought to you by McClave State Bank. How important is convenience? Well, what if you didn't have to drive to the bank and wait in line at the drive-thru? McClave State Bank now offering convenient mobile banking and mobile deposit. They offer fast, efficient service and a friendly staff that can handle all your banking needs. You'll save time with the convenience and ease of their online banking. And for even more convenience, stop by in Lamar at 309 East Olive Street. McClave State Bank, small enough to serve you well, member FDIC. Final score, Wiley beats Holly in the first set, 25-10. Holly brought it back in the second set, 25-16, kept it going 25-17. Heading into the fourth, though, Wiley winning that 25-13. And then into that fifth set, Wiley wins today in 5, 15-7. Good work by the home team, Lady Panthers. As this wasn't the first time these two teams played each other, as back in September, Holly ended up winning that game in 3 sets at home, but Wiley returned the favor, winning this one in 5 sets as well. Yeah, last game was a barn burner. This one, no different. This one, though, you know, despite being so close, the scores weren't super close. The closest set was that third one, 25-17. We'll end the 15-7 in the fifth. Only down by 8 points when they lost that set, but all the other ones, you know, either 9, 15, or 12. You know, close game, but sets weren't super close, which is always odd to see. But great game nonetheless between Wiley and Holly. You know, all around, wonderful, wonderful broadcast. Happy, you know, we got to call them once again. As now Wiley, 7-12 overall, 5-2 in league play. I believe stay third in the Arc Valley League standings. Now 5-4 in home. And are now 4-3 in their last 7. Believe still ranked 38th in the state. Don't think this win will do much for them. While Holly dropping to 7-13. 1-4 in league play. 4-6 in away games. Now on a 5-game losing streak. And same with them. Don't think this loss will affect them too much. Will probably stay ranked right around the 41st spot where they are currently. But fun game as Wiley wins that one in 5 sets. Now, finally, time for the Golden Plains Insurance MVP. Golden Plains Insurance in Lamar, Springfield Walsh, Rocky Ford, bringing a lifetime of experience to the table when they discuss your farm and ranch insurance needs. They're committed to you, not some corporation, so they have the freedom and authority to create the perfect policy custom designed for your operation. Independent and homegrown just like you, Golden Plains Insurance, prepared for your future. You know, first off, props to the Holly squad. Everybody came to play on all teams. You know, Miranda Valdez, very solid. Same with Schwab, Rushton, and Garrido. Coram was a beast there at the net with plenty of blocks and kills. And, man, Lillian Parker as a freshman going to be a monster to deal with as she, you know, grows up there in the Holly system, as she had one heck of a game today. You know, Wiley started to get used to her, but still she got plenty of kills and great defense. Lillian Parker, very good for Holly today. But then looking at the Wiley side, everybody playing out of their minds on both sides. Mackenzie Mapes, great as always on defense. Pinky and Cole, always doing great. You know, very consistent players there. You know, same with Weber and Gonzalez. And then, you know, J.C. Fravik, plenty of aces, plenty of kills. But we're going to give the Golden Plains Insurance MVP to Lila Reiner. Quite a few aces for herself. Led the team in kills tonight. You know, her and Kravik shared about the same amount of assists. And Reiner, great blocks. And also incredible digs in the back row. Golden Plains Insurance MVP goes to Lila Reiner of Wiley. Final score, 3-2. Wiley beats Holly in a 5-set thriller here. that'll do it for the broadcast tonight. Couple things, though, before I sign off. Next sports broadcast coming your way this Thursday. I'll have the call for South Backa here at Wiley once again, volleyball action. And one last final thank you to Hilger Irrigation, Rushton Thoroughbreds, Santa Fe Trailhouse in Holly, A+ Auto and Diesel in Syracuse, Kansas, and JNF Auto Parts in Holly. Thank you to all them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. That'll do it. Wiley wins this game in 5 sets against Holly in a barn burner of a night. Thank you very much for tuning into the broadcast. I was your host today, Ethan Smith-Senna. Big thank you to Christy back at the station for board omping as you're listening to 105.7 FM KVAY. As always, you have a great rest of your night.